What's going on? It's your boy Vari.
And Shati.
From the You Know What It Is podcast, and we are here to let y'all know that we are on Patreon, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So make sure you subscribe, follow, and
hit that like button.
There we go. Comment below and let us know what y'all want to hear.
I'm saying, and we kind of what we wanted to do really was just let people know that out here we definitely have a culture out here. You know what I'm saying?
But it's so not seen.
Yeah, and
it's so not seen. But you know, it's gonna be like that for forever.
Forever. I don't think forever.
It's gonna be like that for forever, bro. Vegas is the one state that is 24 hours, bro.
Right.
And they have that because of the casinos.
Right.
They're not taking that away, bro.
Bro, it's not about taking it away. It's about integrating. It's about being able to go with the flow, you know what I'm saying? If we are able to say, like this, think about it like this. I got homies that are the DJ. One of my homies is the DJ for the Raiders. One of my homies fucking does all the music and stuff for UNLV. He's going to, at some point, hopefully, praying, it should happen, take over all of the music for all of the sports in Las Vegas. So if he's running that, that's my homie. He comes on the pod.
Yeah.
You don't think that we're tapped in enough to where, all right, now the media circuit can be basically what Skinny was doing.
Right.
With
Code 7.
Yep.
Right.
And when he had Paulo and that girl Breezy, I think that's her name, out here a couple weeks ago, but he had them running on the media circuit. So it's like, at some point, you don't think we're gonna get to that?
I feel like they gonna try to stop it as much as they can.
They need a media team out here. You need some shit out here to cover what the fuck is going on.
I agree. I 100% agree. But
they're gonna stop it because we niggas?
You know what? They was trying to
for music than than the politics want to see. You feel me?
I think we got a big enemy in the
music shit as well.
Like the police, man.
Oh yeah, they want to shut everything down.
They want to shut it down, and so the thing that like accentuates that whole thing is us, because sometimes we can't get it together.
But at the same time,
you know
like with the Dirk show, they prematurely pulled that show because of what happened in another state.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't just put all of that.
Sure.
You can't
like
say
it's
that.
Artists out here that can't even
all
do shows.
These niggas don't do it. That's
like,
all they saying.
So you know, Two-Tone, right? They shut his birthday party down. Like I was me, Kelly J was gonna DJ.
Was it downtown?
Everybody did their little drops. It was about to be on the strip. It was about to be on the strip. And they shut it down. And then we found a new spot. And obviously you said you didn't tell nobody, but somebody let it leak.
Yeah, somebody let it leak.
And they shut it down. Yeah.
It wouldn't have got out. Oh God.
And they shut it down.
That's how that should be, though.
I ain't lock it, so I don't know if you want to lock it.
No, that's so go back and lock it. You want to wait like
we can wait because Fresh should be pulling. When the next trivia night?
Shit. Right, this Friday coming up, maybe. Friday, probably. Shit. I gotta get another deck, or I gotta get something else.
That shit was fun.
I know that shit hella fun, right?
I ain't never played none of them games before, and I'm like, damn, like, am I black? That's all I was looking at. I was like, shit.
Black card revoked.
Boy.
Yeah. So I'm like, we done won most of them.
Well, was it 3-1?
Yeah, it's like 3-1 this year. 5th'Element done won like most of them because, you know, we some hip-hop.
For real. For real.
Like,
They'd be like, yo, when did Nas drop his first album? It's like, what?
I tell you,
it's
right off the top of
it. It's like, you fucking with some young bucks now, man.
Yeah, some young
Y'all got us on the new shit.
Right. You can tell me when NLE Chopper first came out. I don't even listen to that, man.
Listen, I feel like I'm stuck in the middle. When it comes to music and shit like that, like, it's like, the new shit is too fucking, I'm with y'all on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the old shit is like, I acknowledge it for what it was.
Right.
but I'm not about to put that shit on in the car.
Right.
And I'm just being honest. Like it's not what I'm about to ride to. Now, if I get a mix of it, like I listen to mixes now, so it'll be like a Biggie beat, but it'll be Uzi's fucking lyrics or something over top. I like shit like that. Because I love the fucking, oh shit, I like the beats, I like the fucking, what they got to say, but sometimes it's just a little bit too much, and then nostalgia gets niggas, and they be like,
oh. When I get that OD, I'm throwing nothing but the oldies on.
But see, it's like it's like a movie. So like if you riding around and say you bumping old school shit, like when it came out, we was like, yo, this shit dope as fuck. Some of that shit we don't listen to no more because we be like, come on, man, that just
it just depends. It started getting before '93.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
hey, you gotta calm down.
I'm not riding around to Big Daddy Kane's whole album. Yeah. You know what I mean? I might listen to a song or two, but I'm like I'm not riding. Back in the day when it first dropped, I listened to the whole album.
That's understandable.
Exactly, because that's when it was out.
Yeah,
it was the hottest shit. But now I'm like, yo, bro, this shit came out in '88. Yeah, I'm like,
if that shit don't come on Sirius satellite radio, it ain't
right?
It ain't really getting looked for.
It's 2 decades of fucking music between that.
But I will go back and put on some old Nas. First, second album, Fox album, Biggs album.
Like that. I ain't gonna cap. Every once in a while, I will do like Run DMC though, because I love fucking Run DMC. Yeah. I'm like, yo, they made some of the hottest joints ever. They the fucking reason why we even do what we do now. They one first ones that got us so blown up to the point where hip hop is like what it is. Like if it wasn't for them, man, it'd be like.
You see, I sent y'all the hip hop museum shit in the chat today.
Oh, I ain't even look at it.
Dread from the Black Sheep, Special Ed, and CL Smooth got inducted to the museum, to the hip hop museum. Yeah, nice. That shit was dope.
I met Special Ed in Detroit and shit.
And they got an Easy E curl right now.
Yeah, he do.
Crazy than a motherfucker.
That nigga do look crazy. He look crazy when I seen him and shit.
Crazy than a motherfucker right now.
He got an MCA. That nigga look like a Puerto Rican. Yeah, I know he's saying in this round, like, I'm not a Puerto Rican, but I'm speaking, so they do. Like, nigga, you look Puerto Rican, though. Nigga look hella Puerto Rican. He's like Jamaican or Haitian or some shit like that.
Click the, you know what it is. Keep it long. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy,
Javari.
And we are back on the You Know What It Is podcast. Today, I got 5thElement in the motherfucking building, man.
Yes, sir.
Right. There they go.
Y'all know what it is. 5thElement.
Boom. And I got Damo in the motherfucking house, too, as
yes,
well,
sir.
Man. How y'all brothers feeling today?
Man, feeling good, baby. Feeling good.
Feeling good. Feeling
It's
great.
different being on the other side of the camera.
Right,
You know
I love it.
I feel like that's a little bit easier because anytime I go to anybody else's stuff, it's like, oh, okay, bet I could just, I'm chilling. I ain't got nothing to worry about.
Right.
Talk my shit.
Yeah.
So earlier we was talking, what got you guys started in this whole hip hop movement. You know what I mean? Because this is a movement. What's going on in Vegas right now? It's something that's palpable. It's you could touch it, you could feel it. You know what I mean? So how do y'all feel about what's going on with the scene right now?
I'm loving it right now. I'm loving the scene. I'm thinking that like it's only a matter of time before we're in the forefront.
Right.
Where people are coming out to Vegas to actually mine for the talent that they find in other places. We could be that new Atlanta or whatever.
Yeah.
LA, whatever it is that the places that was popping at the time. I feel like Vegas got the talent to do that. You know what I mean? To be that place.
Oh yeah, and like every week you can go somewhere and see the talent in Vegas performing, which is dope as hell. Back in the day, you couldn't really do that, but now you can. There's 2 or 3 different events going around in the city. You can go through and see some qualified talent pushing it. So
facts. What about you, Slim?
Slumbo.
I love it, yo. There's a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has stepped up their game. That the technology has caught up. You know what I'm saying? To where it's not as hard to do music. You're not on DAT machines no more. You know what I'm saying? it's media out here, like we was talking about before, outlets to go and promote your music. You know what I'm saying? So,
with that being said, the media part, how do y'all feel like, because at the end of the day, do y'all feel like Vegas media outside of the people like ourselves who are doing it ourselves,
Right.
do you think that the Vegas media is giving the attention to the aspects of the hip hop scene that are less prevalent, like the Little Durks and stuff like that? They're giving all the attention to these big names, but they're not coming over here. Is this why certain things started up for y'all? Like this? The podcast, the lives, sitting with artists.
Yeah, well, you know, I feel like as far as media goes, it's one of them things where it was a hole that needed to be filled.
Right.
It was a space. So it's like, you know, even though we're not getting like national recognition on some of the artists that we have out here right now, we're building that up. I'm like, at some point in time, there before, you know, Sway in the Morning was Sway in the Morning, he was swaying King Tech, and they had to build that up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, so I feel like we're in the stages of building that up. So who knows where we're at in 5 years, you know? But right now, if we don't put the legwork in and we don't start shining the spotlight on the artists that we have out here right now, then who else is going to do it? I feel like somebody had to pick up that torch, and us as being in the media, us, you, Code 7, you know, and some of the other ones, Lou, we picked up the torch and said, you know what? You know, they deserve a voice, you know?
And if the radio stations ain't gonna do it, we gotta do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
The radio stations right here in the city, and they ain't pushing it, so.
Bro, I've been listening to 97.5 since I was a child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, ain't nothing new, ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like New York, their radio shit is a little bit different. Atlanta, their radio scene is a lot different. You know, they play the fucking music.
They
more
play
for the culture.
They play the people that come from where they're from.
Right.
And I'm like, that's LA, that's New York, that's Atlanta. They all play with the people where they're from. Vegas is one of them places. I'm like, I know you said like you've been listening to 97 since you was a kid. Before there was a 97, they didn't play it. Mm. And now when it was just 88, 98.5, they didn't play it.
Right.
You know what I mean? 88 is a community station. Not the bad talk 88, because you know what I mean? Because you know that's 88.
They put everything though.
What does a community station mean?
A community station means like they're funded by the community. Like they're not they do a drive every year for donations to keep the station running. Whereas 98.5 is owned by a major corporation, like I think it's Channel One or Clear Channel, one of them type of companies. So I understand why they wouldn't play local music. I don't understand why 88 wouldn't play local music
when you
on a consistent.
Because you got the people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're donating.
Yeah.
We should be able to, you know what I mean, hear what we want to hear, right? I'm like, nah, I understand, you know, following the guidelines of, you know, radio edits and, you know, making sure that the DJ got a DJ pack, which is instrumentals, all that stuff, you know what I mean? You got to follow the guidelines. But once those guidelines are met, you should be more than happy to play our music that comes from homegrown Las Vegas.
Facts.
You know, so that's my take on it.
How do y'all feel about the event scene out here? Like when it comes to putting on shows and artists actually coming in. Do you feel like, okay, because even the last couple shows that I've been to, I feel like they were good, but they were good because it was a conglomerate of different people. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all the same. It wasn't the Vic show at Sand Dollar. You know, you get the Coco Jenkins first, and you get Vic. You got there was a couple other people. Wasteland and them was there, so it's like
a lot of groups.
Yeah, so
Lost Elements. It was Lost Elements, Lethal Rep, and it was a lot of groups. Like you said, Trade Voorhees and Leroy Chops.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of people in the building, and I like that. I like that type of scene. But you know what I mean? It's still, I feel like it's still segregation.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? People say separate. Like the hip hop genres haven't meshed here. And, you know, our goal, like even when we do our event, like the Combine, we try to put together, like I wanted to do Vic Smith and, you know, Miles Lowe with Mouthpiece and West type of deal. So like those crowds mesh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crowds.
And those crowds, I'm like, even though
I don't even think they thought of no shit like that.
and that's what I mean. That's what we do at the as 5thElement. We feel like we represent hip hop in its total. It don't matter if you're doing trap hip hop, if you're doing underground hip hop, if you're doing, you know, some new wave neo soul type of hip hop. It don't matter what you're doing. It's hip hop.
It's all under the umbrella.
Exactly. So I'm like, there shouldn't be no segregation. But we found that like these people don't really rock with these people. They don't make songs together. So with the Combine, part of it is trying to make sure that people like them get to mix with them and they have an appreciation for their music and they say like, you know what? Let's get in the studio and work on something. And then you never know what could happen out of that. That's what we, you know, 5thElement, that's just what we about. We like, yo, man, let's make the hip hop scene better.
Bro, I feel like a lot of us do kind of that same type deal because anytime I have an artist come in here, I pray that Quick is here.
Right.
Just so that way they can, you know, you meeting a new artist, you meeting a new producer.
Right.
You know,
right.
tap them in together because I already feel like Quick is one of the best out here right now. So at the end of the day, if you got a chance to work with this man, you got a chance to meet him, just go ahead, chop it up with him real quick. You know what I'm saying? Pick his brain because there's a lot of knowledge in there. He's definitely on a trajectory. Yeah, and I want to see that shit for a lot of the artists out here, but I just feel like it's a they don't have that bond with like a producer or something. You know what I mean? They're not really together. They're bouncing around from person to person to person to person, and it's like, where's your sound? Where's the sound of Vegas? What is the sound of Vegas?
I would say like this. You know, it's artists out here like take Connie P. Connie P's one of my favorites.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, and I've grown to love Connie P's music from seeing her perform and seeing her energy, and that's what got me going into her music like that. But I heard the growth, and the growth came from her finding Hitman as a producer,
right,
and they finding her sound,
right.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's important for you to sit down with somebody who can find your sound. Then it makes it easier for you to go to other producers because you know what you're looking for. You know what you can describe to them, like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking to tap into this kind of thing, but with your flavor. You know what I mean? So it's like you have, like, a lot of artists say, like, okay, I go on SoundCloud and got to find my beats. You never know what's going on. They're not working with you. You're not sitting in the studio. Y'all not building. He's not learning you. You know, exactly. You have to get that chemistry. And that's part of the problem when I say, when like what you said, when people not really knowing what their, you know, what Vegas sound is.
Yeah.
Vegas sound is authentic to whatever it is that you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
But then you got the Sodi camp, you got East God and them, they producing for their camp, right?
Yeah.
You got Hitman, he's producing for like the Scholars and you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So people, right.
So they're catching on. I ain't saying they ain't catching on, but I was just giving an example. Like Connie P was one of them people who I seen go from 0 to 100 on, you know, just being in that circle with Hitman. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn, I seen her growth. I seen how she's like each album is going up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, you know, East God speaks for himself.
Right.
Like him and Rico is over there, you know, pumping out classics.
Big culture camp.
Yeah,
They
big culture.
together,
Yes.
pushing out, you know what I'm saying?
They and Taylor Weeze and all of them, they
They
got their sound.
Right.
Yeah, they got their sound. And even Gas Station and all them, they got their sound.
Right.
Yep.
You know, Tay Bands and
Yep.
you know
Dizzy.
Yeah, all of them. They all Cyreek, all of them. You know, they got they own sound that they got coming out of there. So it's they're I feel like they're starting to catch on to that. Like, you know, we got to be in there and we got to have a chemistry to rock. We can't just don't just throw me a beat pack.
Facts.
You know what
Facts.
I mean? And now we just rapping. You know what I'm saying?
So when it comes to like at least you guys, I don't want to get too deep into anything. I just want to just surface level. When it comes to the chemistry on the pod, how are y'all working it with, you know, the week to week? Because, you know, you got to have a certain amount of coof with some motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You got to know some people for real to really sit down, talk your shit, and then have those conversations, whether they turn into a debate or an argument and still be cool after.
Oh, man, these are my brothers, bro. I'm like, dude, I've been knowing these dudes for over 20 years each.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, so any conversation, even if it is a spicy one,
Yeah.
and next week it's like, yo, bro, what you
Shit roll off your shoulder.
Next day, yeah, you know.
Next subject.
Next hour, we back at it. We like, yo.
Right. So before the show, like we know what we're doing week to week.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're building through phone conversations, through IG chats, through lives with each other.
Right.
We might be arguing with each other, or debating with each other, and then it just comes out on the show as good television.
All the debates are real. On there. There's no fabricated debate. So if you see me and him going back and forth about Eminem or whatever the fuck we're talking about,
that's some real shit.
That's just real. That conversation was had before and on the show.
Right? Yes. See, that's exactly how I feel. Like when my man Quick be up in here, he gets on the pod or whatever, we arguing back and forth. People think we hate each other for real, like in real life, because we argue that hard. But I mean, at the same time, I love him, man. Like it's just passion. It's like, okay, you stick by your word, I'm gonna stick by mine. But that's what I think that I love the most about him is because he's a man of his word. He's gonna stick by what the fuck he said.
Exactly.
You know, so when it comes to actually choosing the guests though, like what is the criteria for the artist? Because I know that for a majority of them, a lot of them spit at the end of the show. Do a freestyle?
99.9%.
Yeah, so when it comes to choosing a guest, we all sit down and we all agree on who we're gonna have on the show. But as far as the criteria, it's a lot of times it's like, we might be feeling them. We might have seen them out and be like, oh man, that'll be a dope. You know what I mean? Whatever. It's just like, we really be going off the feeling.
Yeah. But they gotta they gotta be working.
Yeah, you gotta be working.
They can't just have one song out.
Yeah.
Hell no.
You gotta I'm like, we love to see when you're investing in yourself. Like if you're going out and you putting in the social currency. And then people don't understand that. Like, yo, you got to be really outside, being inside these circles. And, you want your name to be known, but then you tell everybody you an introvert. Well, this ain't the type of fucking game for that. Ain't no introvert in fame. It don't matter what level of it. Hip hop, R&B, rock. Exactly.
Shout out Spitter P.
Yo, Spitter, hey, but and I know Spitter,
the introvert album.
I know Spitter dropped the introvert album, but I've seen Spitter P at more shows than I've probably seen anybody at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he actually knows how to market himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what you should be doing. You should be always thinking, I gotta put myself in people's face. And like if you really trying to make it in this game, because once you get a certain level, what you think the record label's gonna do? They're going to put you in everybody's face.
Exactly.
So you should be always looking to be in somebody's face. That's part of the game.
I think also we built a lot of relationships before having 5thElement. So
Facts.
There's veterans that we have on the show that we've already known and had a relationship. And then those veterans and people who can talk to other people can introduce us to the newer people who we may not be so familiar with on a personal level, and that's how it all meshes, because we put in the footwork, not knowing we're going to do a podcast, and like he said, the social currency, having a good name in the community, and then somebody being able to say, well, I want you to go to the 5thElement. Well, who is that? That's so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. That's my guy, that's my man, that's the DJ from their radio station, that's OT from blah, blah, you know what I mean? And it just works out like that, you know what I'm saying?
Dog. Same.
That's the best. The best part of it is, like, I love when people discover us. You know what I mean? When they don't know about us and then they discover us. And then once they discover us, they think we popped out of nowhere. But we've been in this Vegas scene for over 30 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. And all the people who they end up knowing, they be like, damn, you know OT? What the fuck? He just came out of nowhere. Nah, trust me, I've been around. Slim has definitely been around. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Half of the cats that's out right now, they OGs. I probably went to school with they ass. To be honest with you,
I feel like that social currency thing is like a lot of people take that shit for granted. Yeah, because that is the most important. I feel like if you cannot get
his song and nobody heard that shit,
bro,
nobody heard it,
yeah.
And that shit is a smash.
Yeah,
and nobody heard it, and then like you said, that social currency, you get outside,
right,
and the right one y'all hear.
Right,
and now
it's getting pushed.
It's crazy. When you make this, you're like, bro, this shit 2-3 years old.
2-3 years old, right?
I promise you, I ain't saying that you know what I mean, that this song blew up off of me talking about it, but I promise you, when Sugar Shay came out with Rumors, I've been playing that song since he first dropped it. Now that motherfucker is one of the hottest joints anytime you see it.
Man, that shit been that shit.
I know
that shit go.
but I'm saying, but I'm like, I know I've been talking.
You put it in the ethos,
I've been talking about that motherfucker forever. So I like to think I ate it.
Right.
in people listening to it.
Well, we do that because
right.
when Driven came out,
when
right?
Driven 4 came out,
East God shit came out.
89110,
when that came.
we was pumping the shit out. We was like, yo, we was telling people all the time like this 89110 album is crazy.
Right. Even on the show, we if I wasn't talking about TC shit,
exactly.
See, having those relationships and shit like that, like, how does that feel? You know, coming into the media game and shit like that, to where it's not really. I mean, I feel like it's a leg up a little bit. You know what I mean? Because it's like, all right, I've already built this relationship with these people. These people already know me. They feel comfortable with me. How do you feel about when you get those interviews and stuff like that? When you get to talk to these people and they're like, they giving you the shit instead of going anywhere else.
I mean, that's the best feeling in the world. I'm like, you feel like the gift that you've given them has been reciprocated. It's something that like, us giving you 5thElement is us saying like, okay, you know what, we appreciate what you do. So I'm like, you don't want nothing from you. We ain't asked for no money. We just want to make sure that your name is getting pushed out there with this quality piece of work that you got out here. So when you come back to us and say, hey, I got an exclusive and I want to just talk to y'all first. To me, that's like, man, like, that's what's up. You know what I mean? That fills me up. That puts the battery in my back and each one of our back to keep going.
Hard work
exactly. Yeah. It's like, man, you keep going because you're like, damn, that's dope. So, it's only a matter of time till these people hit a level and then they say, you know what? My guys is going to get this first. You know what I mean? I'm on Empire Records or I'm on, QC or wherever I'm at. And now I'm big or whatever. When I hit Vegas, they getting this first. Because they was like, whoop, whoop, that's that social currency. That's like, yo, that's like, if you look at it like money, that's the dollar revolving in your circle before it goes anywhere else.
And that's a huge level of respect for y'all to have. So
yeah.
That's huge, man. I respect y'all for that. That's huge, bro.
Thank you.
Because I'm from here, bro, and it's like, I don't rap, but I know a lot of rappers.
Right.
And the main thing that all my homies say that rap, bro, it ain't no opportunity. It's nowhere to go. It's nobody listening to us. Right. I provide like that bridge between nobody will listen to this shit and no, this is the hottest shit around right now.
Right.
Like, if you're not listening to this, what the fuck are you listening to?
Right.
Like, that's what it was for me because like I'm new to y'all. Like, I'm a new fan of y'all work. You know what I'm saying? So like even with me like paying attention, I'm like, bro, certain people I'll even listen to. I'm like, I ain't listening to Vegas. I've been listening to this.
Right.
Oh shit, okay. And it's like for y'all to be in that space and for them to reciprocate that love to you says a lot, bro. That means that what you're doing is genuine and solid, bro.
Thank you, big.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate that, man. That's all we looking for. Y'all like, yo, we can't be looking for nothing else. And it's funny because it comes from being in a position that they were in at one time. Me and him has done music out here forever. And, Ray has been out here, listening to all of our shit forever. So, you know what I mean? We was in a position to where there was no outlets. So now we like, man, if I would, it's like almost like a relationship saying like, okay, if I'm going to go into a relationship, I'm going to get a person everything that I wanted. You know what I mean? So they know like that this is what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like this is what 5thElement is, giving the relationship of music what we wanted from it. Like somebody for us to give us a platform to rap, give us a platform to talk about our shit and make us feel like what you're doing is the right thing. You on a good track. You're not just wasting your time making music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, and that's what we wanted. So we ain't have it, so we providing it. You know what I mean?
As far as the scene go too, man, it's to the point now because we've been doing this for over a year. It's like there's almost a certain kind of guilt that comes with listening to music outside of the city. Like we've gotten to that point to where like if I'm just not in a mood to listen to something very specific, I feel bad when I'm not listening to what I know is the shit around Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's like you want to pull up, same way you pull up in the parking lot and you want to turn your music up so everybody hear you. But I want you to hear me bumping this Vegas shit so you see what it is. When we was in Detroit, we was bumping Landlord everywhere we went. You know what I'm saying? My brother in the Bronx, that's the first thing he asked me. He was like, yo, man, I want some of that Landlord.
But you
know
if you go to other places, that's their culture. You go to Texas, they're playing Texas artists. Like I pull up and it's like, yo, yeah, I know you into Wu-Tang, but nah, nigga, have you heard whoop the whoop whoop whoop? And I'm like, nah, I don't know about this nigga. But I'm like, yo, they put me on. Like even back in the day, I went to Texas when I was like about 12 years old, and they put me on the Ghetto Boys and Willie D. Yeah. And I hadn't ever heard of Willie D. And they was like, yo, check this out. And I'm taking that back with me to Detroit.
Yo, I took brother Lynch to Detroit. My family was like, yo, what is this?
Exactly. So it's like when you go to certain places, they put you on to what they was having. Yeah. Vegas is starting to create that culture of our own, where niggas come here and we like, yo, nigga, yeah, I know you into, NLE, but fuck that. Nigga, Landlord got some new shit. Nigga, check this shit go.
Bro, trust and believe. Do y'all have because last year I started doing playlists and I started grabbing everybody's music that I felt should have been highlighted. Do y'all got playlists and stuff like that y'all putting together?
Crazy playlists.
I got thousands.
but
for the people,
like for when I go out, like I'll make playlists all day, all week. I might not even have a gig for a month or so, but I know if I'm gonna have a gig, I need that Vegas playlist, and I got a playlist for when people are coming in the club. I know I could play the Cyreeks and the Tay Bands. I could play Tay Bands right next to Usher. I could play Tay Bands right next to Chris Brown. And I know you're not going to be able to tell. Only thing is, you might not know what it is.
Who it is, but you're going to be like...
the sound and the vibe has to be the same.
They're going to be like, oh, damn, this that new... No, who is this? Yeah, that's exactly what you want.
But that's why he's so important to the show, because he's a DJ.
Facts.
And he breaks records. Yo, that's what you want. You want a DJ saying, like, I can play this next to the Jay-Z's or the Chris Browns. You want a DJ saying that. Yeah. Once they say that, they like, okay, I can put this in the mix.
Yeah, I don't like it when I hear other DJs say it ain't no music for the club, or I can't play this, because now you can play it in the club. Yeah. Now you can definitely find songs to play.
Music for every lane and every avenue.
Yes,
dog. That you like you said earlier, like if you like chill,
if you like that
laid back shit, you know what I'm saying, like something for that. If you like turn up, like you said, club music is something for that. If you like, you know what I'm saying, something smooth, like bars, like whatever you like, is something out there for you.
Vegas got it for sure.
Yeah, Vegas got it for sure.
That's what makes Vegas special, though. It's a melting pot. So all type of people are here.
So go one of my old playlists. 2 C's, Neighborhood 6, King Vay, Landlord, Bay Blue, BB Dollars, Taylor Weed, Spitter P, Tay Band, Storm Green, East God Selly, Icy Jones.
Ooh, that's Storm Green.
Malika Seal.
Shout out Storm, man. That's my
Dino, East God. Yeah. That's just a little,
I'm like, yo, my playlist is like all of my workout shit. I got everything on there. I'm like, yo, I'm working out to I told you I've been working out to rumors for 6 months for Sugar Shay. I definitely got East God on that mug. I'm like, yo, you'll hear LaRussell playing out of the Bay, and then you'll hear East God come up. You know what I mean? Then you'll hear something come from somebody else, and then you'll hear a Goddess song come up or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm playing all these songs because I'm like, yo, to me, it's no difference.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, it's like, yeah, they not national level yet, but that don't mean they ain't making just as quality music.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? The music is just as quality, man. I'm like, it's to me, it's
P,
same level.
Lil J.O., TMBA, Brody, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, man,
Cyreek, you know what I mean? Lost Elements, Sound Merchants, Larry Dub, like, you know what I mean?
There's so many cats out here, man. I was just bumping Miles Low new joint, the AFC North, man. That shit crazy. As soon as I heard it, I texted one of the lines out of there because it was just a crazy ass line.
And big shout out to my little guy Ty Herbo, man. That's my guy.
Yeah, Ty
Herbo is crazy, man.
Ty Herbo is crazy.
See, with the music aspect of everything, like, I feel like you have to have when you're talking music, when you're talking hip hop and shit like that, like myself, right? I don't feel like I'm like a hip hop historian or anything like that. I don't feel like I just feel like I have a good ear I know what good music sound like,
Right.
but I also have I have a DJ that's around me. I have Quick that's around me. You know what I'm saying? I have these guys that are well versed in these things to help me out with those. Like when it comes to outside of the music, like do you guys ever get into anything like anybody else outside of like music, or is it strictly just hip hop on 5thElement?
No, we
had Chef Duke Stacy.
Chef Stacy Duke on it.
Miles Felony is an author.
Yeah, Miles Felony, author.
We had James Naval. He has his own jiu-jitsu gym.
Yep.
So yeah, we touching.
We just had
Big Keith.
Yeah,
we just had Big Church, who was Snoop and Kanye and them bodyguard.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's crazy because I'm like, people like the name hip hop. They like to feel like it's only one thing, but hip hop is involved in everything.
Right.
So it's like, man, name something that hip hop has not affected. So we can talk food and we can talk hip hop. We can talk, boxing and talk hip hop. We can talk whatever it is you want to talk about. You want to talk country music. We can talk country music and hip hop. You know what I mean? We can talk hip hop and everything that it is. So to me, I feel like there's no subject that can't be touched.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
I feel like hip hop is in everything.
In hip hop as well, like we was talking about before, a lot of us didn't know that it was behind. It was behind the camera. Shit.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be in front of the camera. Now it's like, nah, man, you can
hold the
show.
motherfucker.
You can hold. You could be the cameraman. You don't even need an expensive camera.
Set up the audio. Fucking do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like everybody wants to be the chief. Nobody wants to be an Indian.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be like, all right, because listen, myself, right? Yeah, I'm trying to build a network or whatever, but at the same time, I still have to understand there's a bigger program than me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I still have to listen to what my guys are telling me, and it's not a egotistical thing over here. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to you guys, like what is the growth pattern? What is the direction that y'all are going? What's the trajectory that y'all are looking at for 2023 and beyond?
5thElement is looking to be definitely national. Yeah. We're looking to break the ceiling of what they saying that anything can come out of Vegas is.
Right.
We want to be mentioned in the same breaths as the Drink Champs and the Sway in the Mornings and Breakfast Clubs and whoever else. We want to be mentioned in the same breath. You know what I mean? We want 5thElement is in gear to be part of your West Coast media run. So when you come out to the West Coast and you say like, okay, I'm an artist that dropped in New York, and we start making our run to let everybody know who he is and our music, whatever. You start heading this direction. You be like, okay, we got to do a show in Vegas. We got to stop in the 5thElement, do an interview. Exactly. We going to Dre's to perform, hit 5thElement, do an interview, go to LA, hit Big Boy and LA Leakers, whatever. Right. We want that to be a part of the run. You know what I mean? So if we feel like we got a big enough platform or big enough presence as a platform right now to be able to accommodate that, and then as far as when we expand, and our fan base grows and everything else, we feel like we'll be one of those platforms.
But so, I mean, you guys came through. Y'all gave up the sauce. Y'all let us know what was good. You know what I mean?
Definitely gave some free sauce.
Yeah, man. Like I hope people was paying attention. Can you let people know? I know there's not really a criteria on how to be on the show, but like how do people get in contact with you guys to actually, jump on?
Hit us in the DM, man.
Yeah,
Hit us in the DM.
Usually the DMs, the 5thElement DM on IG, which is the THE, the number 5 TH element hip hop, and then you hit us in the DM. We always tell people, look, artists, whatever it is. I don't care if you're a b-boy artist, if you a graffiti artist, a rap artist, or whatever you're doing, even if you cook or whatever, send us a freaking EPK.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know what an EPK is, electronic press kit. That means that has all your pictures, bio, and links to anything that you're doing. That's your YouTube, your IG, your Facebook, whatever it is you want us to see.
So a link tree.
Yeah, it's a link tree, but it got the bio and everything attached to it and everything. So an EPK is something you can send me in the email, and all I got to do is click on it, and everything's there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like send me like put an EPK together. Back in the day, we used to just have them like they used to be called like demo press kits. So like we would like put a tape inside of an envelope with a picture of us and a bio write up. All of this, it's electronic now, so it's easier, and people still ain't doing it. I'm like, do that. That way we can see it, and we don't have to search for your music, because that takes a lot of time.
It does.
I'm like, we tied up all day.
But we definitely do search.
We do searching, because I'm like, if you ever watched our show, we go in depth. Yeah. We gonna talk about your album. We gonna talk about what you said on the second verse, on the third line. Right. We gonna really talk your shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but that's a lot of shit to go through. So I'd be like, yo, make it easy for us.
Facts.
Make it easy for us, man. Yeah, and it stands out, and we get to see it.
Right? And sometimes, like I said, we tap. We'll hit you up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like you might not have expressed interest in the fish, but we might hit you up and be like, yo, we've been watching you for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
50-50.
Yeah, we do that a lot. I'm like, people have been like sitting back and they never hit us in the DM, and we be like, we hit them and be like, hey, yo, we like what you doing this shit. You mind coming up here?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people are just shy, because it's like they'll like some posts and shit like that, and they'll be artists, and I'll be like, just message me, bro. Like,
we regular people.
Yeah, like just message me.
We be chilling and shit.
I think one of the most one of the things that's kind of like very, when we look back and we like, yo, that was dope. It made us feel good, yo. When we hear the artists be like, I was waiting on you. I was waiting to come up here. Right. I was waiting to come up here. I didn't think I was doing enough. And we like, nah, we see you, man. We only once a week right now. You know what I'm saying?
we once a week, bro. We can't do a podcast every day. And I like the fact that we once a week, because it gives you something to build up to. You know what I mean? It's a build up. It's like, oh, okay, damn, it's coming on Friday. So you know what I mean? It gives. I like the fact that we once a week and we not every day. You know what I mean? You don't get used to us.
Right. Yeah. Don't be no hater. Don't be no hater.
Right.
If you don't get on the show right away.
Right.
We've had motherfuckers in the inbox start talking shit.
Very few, but yeah, we've had a few. But we had
people be like, man,
if they hit you up, right, and y'all like, you know what I'm saying, y'all not on, hey, look, man, go back to work. Go back to the drawing board.
Right.
Go back to with my fellas, man.
Like,
maybe you might be able to get on the show, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go put the work in. That's the important part.
That's the part, man. I'm like, yo.
Because they can tell when y'all not putting the work in, man. Y'all sending these, man, CDs and flash drive, man. That shit, man. They don't want that shit, man.
And it's going to show, too, man, when that bar test hit, man.
That bar test.
Has anybody failed?
Oh, my God.
Has anybody failed? And has it been on? Because I need to
say. But actually going through it and spitting your whole rhyme, and then we'd be like, you failed? Nah, we haven't had none of that? None of those.
Yeah, no
shit on nobody.
Exactly.
It's not about shitting on them at all. That's the part where it's like, all right, when are we going to be truthful to motherfuckers, or are we just going to be like, I like your music from before, but
like, oh shit, I didn't know. You know, like, I didn't know you was gonna be that good. Or we've also had times we was like, damn man, I thought you was gonna come just a little bit.
Yeah,
and that's what you mean. But like, don't give me a verse that's like something that you wrote
subpar.
You know what I'm saying, a long time ago, but you had it on a song, but you didn't really put it out, and now you come on the show and you trying to get that up. Like that's not what y'all looking for.
No, what we want on the bar test, we just want you to put your best foot forward. If it's some shit you got written, you know what I'm saying, and it's fire. Put that, if you know it,
rather you do the written than come and try to do something new, and then you can't really, you know what I'm saying,
right? And you know, I'm like, people get out there and that light gets on you,
that camera,
and it's steering the head, like, because you're not expecting it to look like that. So I'm like, yo, it's like, oh shit, the camera's on me, and you know that all of your peers are looking at this, and some people outside of that are looking at this.
Don't fuck up.
That pressure is real. So
don't fuck up.
I'm like, but and this ain't, like the Breakfast Club where they'll tape it and retape it or whatever the case may be. This is live.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, I'm like, yo, when you come back to the show, whatever you did right here is what cats gonna see. And it's up there.
Hey.
It's in the ether.
And I hope everybody has watched beforehand, before coming on the show. Don't come up to the show and be like, bars, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
No.
Right. You watch
Come
our
on.
Instagram, we posting that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You get a post from the 5thElement channel page, from the OT, from the D page,
Yep.
DJSlimm page, my page, so it's all over. So
Yep. And
definitely know it's out there.
And once people get up there, they start to realize that in the city now, they're starting to realize like, okay, this ain't the place you come up here and do a half-ass rap.
Yep.
I'm like, because it's cats that done got up here and shined. I'm like, yo, we've had like Taylor Weeds get up there. His last one was fucking phenomenal. We was like, shit, like man, like this dude is
Bishop with the juice.
got up there and went crazy. East Side done killed it like 3-4 times.
Landlord killed it.
Landlord,
J.O.
like
Little J.O. had one of the best.
I'm like, man,
TNBA,
TNBA, shit. Tay Bands got there, went crazy. Larry Dub went crazy.
Ray Neely, Goddess.
Yeah, and like people don't got up here and went crazy. So now it's like it's a level of prestige that's attached to it. Like, yo, you really have to be on your shit if you're gonna get up here, because you know we gonna ask you.
Facts.
I'm like, well, you know my saying, rappers rap. Rappers fucking rap.
When they do their thing on the bar test, we tell them they certified.
Exactly.
So they don't hear certified.
Yeah, go back to the drawing board.
And then we do that too, because I don't know if y'all familiar with DJ Certified, who passed away, who was a pillar in the community, DJ partner, and he got 88.1, and just really instrumental in supporting Vegas artists. So like that's why we say he's certified at the end to keep his name alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's pretty much what's attached to it, man. I'm like, yo, we just really trying to just really give people a chance to shine. We not trying to make nobody look bad.
Right.
That's our whole thing. I'm like, a lot of people be like, okay, we gonna expose you. I knew you couldn't rap like that. I knew you couldn't like that. Nah, man. I'm like, yo, we want you to look good, yo.
Right.
Yep.
That's the reason why we encourage people to do something that they know. That way you always look in the best light, because you never know. This might be the first time somebody from a major record label might see you.
Facts.
And I'm like, yo, you don't want to get up there and give them the half-ass verse, because then they might be like, I thought it was a good interview, but nigga, they talent.
Yeah, we had an artist. Somebody from Sway in the Morning saw them on our show.
Yeah, saw them
to come up to Sway in the Morning. So
yep.
Motherfuckers is watching and tuning in.
Shout out to Dula.
Yep.
Dula Mike.
Dula said that. You know what I mean? So it's like, like I said, man, it's just like it's all about uplifting the city, man. It ain't about nothing about tearing nobody down. That's why we don't do trash talk type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We speak on what's going on in the city,
yeah.
But that don't mean that we're gonna, fuel the fire of what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's a difference between the music and the streets, man.
Exactly. I'm like, we'll speak on certain things and be like, okay, yeah, you know what? We know what's going on. But you know what I mean? If it's something negative, we like, man, hold your head, man. You gonna get past this shit. You know what I mean? Let's move on. Like, we ain't about to dwell on it. Like
Shit, none of our business.
Right. Exactly, man. Because I'm like, yo, it's hard enough. I'm like, yo, it's hard enough trying to do this shit. You exposing yourself when you're doing artistry, because everybody gets a chance to critique something that you personally poured yourself into. Exactly. Right. So now that you done put it out there and you done put your heart on the plate, now you got niggas stabbing that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, bro.
Everything you did wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah, something I did right.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, man, that's hard enough, man. I'm like, yo, I ain't about to aid in that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah. Especially because all three of y'all is like-minded and trying to push that as well. So
right. Yeah, that's one of the things we all agree on. I'm like, yo, we disagree on a lot of shit, but we agree on how we look at the show and what's supposed to.
We definitely agree more than we disagree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel that. I want to thank you guys for coming through. This was a long time coming. You know what I mean? I felt like this shit should have been happened, but I'm glad it happened when it did.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So make sure you guys check out the 5thElement's page. Make sure y'all subscribe to their YouTube. And make sure y'all watch their lives, man. This has been another episode of You Know What It Is, man. And we about to be out.
You know what it is.
You know what it is.
2, 3, 4. You know what it is.